right, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 12 of Small Town Cinema. As always, I'm your host, Johnny, alongside with
Randy.
And this is going to be about A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men.
Yes. A film that I have never seen.
Okay, and he didn't want to watch it because it had Tom Cruise in it.
Yes, I'm not a Tom Cruise kind of guy.
His tooth. You guys have never noticed.
See, I was not going to bring it up.
No. You got to bring it up.
All right.
You guys have never noticed. Next time you watch a movie with Tom Cruise in it, he's got a twofer right in the dead center of his mouth. He doesn't have the split. I don't remember if he had an accident or something years and years and years ago, but it was fixed, and he's got a tooth dead set in the center. And it's weird.
Let's put a picture up of it real quick.
Do it.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing the picture right now.
Yeah, for all you audios, just imagine.
Yeah.
Tooth. But yeah, Johnny didn't want to watch it strictly because of Tom Cruise.
I'm just not a fan of anything that he does.
Even all the other great actors that were in it. Just killed me. Killed me.
But I've always heard good things about the film.
Yeah.
And of course, the iconic scene, "You can't handle the truth."
It adds a whole lot more context when you watch the movie.
Yeah.
And you watch like the 10, 15 minutes beforehand.
Right.
Because everybody's always like, "You can't handle the truth." Like, yeah, but you don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Anyway.
We're
We're trying a new little setup too, as you can tell if you're watching our YouTube channel.
It's the exact same thing as been 11 times before.
No?
Actually, it is. It's just in a different direction.
Yeah.
That's always been there.
It's always something new. So now you can see what else I got on this side now.
That stuff's never changed. It's been at the same spot. You just can't see it.
And now you can. Maybe.
I don't know. Your head's in the way. So, dude, this is the smallest.
Do not touch
Okay,
my stuff.
I'm sorry. It was a small Michael Myers head.
Anyway.
Like the shrunken head off of Beetlejuice.
Oh, man. I hate people touching my stuff. And he's the world's worst at it. And I ain't worried about that. I'm talking about my stuff.
There's so much. There's no room for activities in here, but there's so much stuff.
Yeah. All of our audio listeners like, what are they talking about?
Right?
So,
in case you guys want to know, there's Kane Hodder right here. There's Kane Hodder right there.
that's CJ Graham, so you're already wrong.
Tomato.
But no.
There's Kane Hodder right there.
Nope, that's not him either.
There's Kane Hodder right there.
This dude's pointing at a Freddy Krueger poster saying there's Kane Hodder.
Actually, I was pointing at Derek Mears.
That's not Derek Mears. That's Ken Kersinger. Dang, your favorite. And you can't even say it.
I love messing with him. It's so much fun.
Oh, anyway.
Anyways.
So what's been going on, Randy?
Whole lot of nothing. I know. I've been staying busy the last couple of weeks. But what do they say in that old song, That's Life?
Yeah.
That's what all the people say.
Well,
What about you?
Man, just constantly on call. It's for work.
Money.
And I want to let everybody know, too, that I know me and Randy would probably get more views on YouTube if we would do newer movies. But me and him don't have a theater in the town we live in.
We literally have to drive an hour.
And if I'm not on call, he's on call.
I stay on call.
And it's so hard for us to get together and go to the movies and watch any of the new releases. So,
not to mention most of the new releases ain't that good no more.
right. We were so disappointed with Scream 7 that it's just like, wow.
The only one that we did want to go watch that we can never get on track to go watch was Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes. Yeah.
It is what it is.
But we will review it eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But I've heard a lot of ups and downs about that movie too.
See, I haven't heard anything on it really. What we do is
I haven't heard no spoilers. I've just seen where people's like,
I've seen clips from it, but that's it.
I've just seen where people's like, this movie's terrible, or this movie's got flaws, or oh, this movie's great. So I'm like, what?
What we do is we review the original Mortal Kombat,
Yes.
and then we review the newest original, like remake of Mortal Kombat. Then we review the sequels together. And yes, I will make you go through the green screen crap that is Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes.
Oh,
It was such a disappointment, man.
It's Johnny's go-to argument for why practical effects are so much better than CGI.
And I do win that argument, though.
On that particular movie.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
But as we said a while ago, today's movie is going to be A Few Good Men. and it is starring Tom Cruise,
Tom Cruise. We got Jack Nicholson,
Demi Moore,
Kevin Bacon,
Keith Sutherland,
Kiefer.
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 Oh, Kiefer Sutherland.
We've got what's the dude? Is it Kevin Pollak?
Don't get me lying.
Sam Weinberg in the movie. I think it's Kevin Pollak. I think so.
And that's pretty much the only big stars in it.
It's the main people.
But when was this film released? Was it late 90s?
It was in 1990s. Let me go to my
and that's what's funny is
handy dandy notebook here.
Last night when we watched it, I almost said
92.
I almost said, dude, it's got that 90s feel to it.
Well, yeah. He was driving around a old school 84 Monte Carlo looking thing.
It's just certain, like, the way buildings are shot and everything. I'm just like, and the music tone.
And you can see the vibe in the city, too.
Yes.
Just like driving through, had like the old newspaper stand and yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is Kevin Pollak, by the way.
Right on.
So it's got JT Marshall, who plays Matthew Markinson, the guy that...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's all the main people.
This is one of the movies that you really wanted to review.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to let you kind of take over and
do
your
movie.
thing, man.
It's a movie. It's got people in it. They go to court. They get out of jail. The end.
Do they, though?
No. Not really. So the whole movie premise is, it starts off, it's about these two guys that initiate what's called in the movie as a code red.
Yes.
Which, if you've never seen the movie before, basically that is a way that the Marine Corps in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, would use to train people. It's almost like a hazing kind of thing. So, for instance, if you're out and your hands are sweaty and you drop your rifle, they would take turns punching you in the arm, and then they would put glue on your hands to teach you a lesson about not dropping your stuff. So basically, it's a you could call it a form of bullying, I guess. But they use it as a training mechanism,
right,
to keep guys. So the two guys is Loudon Downey and Harold Dawson are the two Marines on trial, and they issued a code, or they performed a code red on another Marine, William Santiago, who was I'm not gonna say a screw up in the Marine Corps, but he was always lagging behind. He was always having issues. He wanted to transfer out of that particular division.
Right.
So he wrote a letter begging for a transfer, and he said that in return for the transfer, he would offer information on a fence line shooting that happened in Guantanamo Bay, which involved Harold Dawson. Basically, what it was Dawson was on watch on his watch with his rifle, and engaged with his mirror, which is the enemy on the other side, which is basically him for the other team, for the other side. So he said that his mirror was getting ready to engage him, which means he was getting ready to fire on him, so he fired first.
Yes.
So he was getting ready to snitch on Dawson to get a transfer. They didn't like it. They found out he went above the chain of command, so they gave him a code red. And the whole movie premise is them being on trial for his murder, because he ended up dying because of it.
Yes.
They claimed that the initial report was that he was poisoned, which caused lactic acidosis to build up. And they're saying that it wasn't poison, because they never poisoned it. There was no intent because there was no poison on it. They had motive about the fence line shooting.
Did you tell what happened?
What?
Did you tell what happened? Because you keep saying they put poison on it. Did you tell them about the rag?
Well, no, the code red that they performed is they got into his room, they tied him up, bound and gagged him. Basically, that they were going to shave his head, is what it was. And they ended up putting the rag in his mouth, putting tape over it. He ended up suffocating, coughing, and they took the rag off. He was coughing up blood. Then they called an ambulance. That was basically what they did. They technically, they didn't even do the code red that they had planned, because they were going to shave his head.
Yeah.
But tying them up and everything is what caused it.
Yeah.
Usually just stuffing a rag in somebody's mouth isn't going to kill them. That's why there's a whole controversy thing on it about there not being poison on it. And the doctor who was first on call had no idea what caused it, and then 2 hours later he said there was poison.
Yes.
So it's kind of controversial, but the whole movie is them being on trial, and trying to really get off, not necessarily scot free, but beat the murder charge because they didn't murder him or they didn't try to murder him.
Right.
They were performing what they were told to do according to them.
Yep.
And then their commanding officers say that no, we never issued a code red, and that's what the basic trial is. Tom Cruise, who's their lawyer, Demi Moore is also co-counsel, and Sam Weinberg is also co-counsel.
Yes.
For Loudon Downey and Harold Dawson, and Kevin Bacon plays the prosecuting attorney for the Marine Corps.
Right.
So this is basically the Marine Corps prosecuting another Marine with the Navy attorney.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, if you don't know, like, the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, and all this kind of stuff, if you don't know the difference, it's just weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
But yeah, to me, the movie really starts and really picks up when they start the actual trial.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting things that happen throughout it between Tom Cruise becoming the lawyer, and Demi Moore basically giving him a hard time because he's not really taking it serious.
Yeah.
Or at least she doesn't think he's taking it as serious as she believes he should.
Right.
But then when she questions him about things, he knows it off the top of his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like he's just not doing it he's not doing it the conventional way.
Yeah.
He's really a screw the rules kind of guy.
Yeah.
And as long as I stay within the law, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just not, the decorum is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
The decorum. He doesn't have the real lawyery decorum that you would expect somebody to have, but the kid knew what he was doing. And the thing about Tom Cruise in the movie, he plays, what the heck is his name? I don't even remember what his name is in the movie. Hang on, handy dandy notebook here. This Caffey, Daniel Caffey. His dad was actually a really popular lawyer before he died.
Yes.
And apparently he was the greatest trial lawyer ever, according to the movie. So now he's trying to live up to his dad's name.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's a part in the movie where him and Harold Dawson go back and forth, which is the guy on trial, about he tried to get him a deal. His whole thing as a lawyer was he's really good at plea bargaining, which basically means getting somebody a good deal without ever having to go to trial.
Right.
And that's what he's known for. So he wanted to get him 12 years instead of life.
And they would be out within 6 months.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was the manslaughter. That was the one he counteracted. He wanted,
okay, I got you.
He wanted 12 years initially. He wanted 12 years.
Okay.
That was his original plea deal. But the more the movie went on, Kevin Bacon said, I'll get him to drop it down to manslaughter. 2 years, they'll be out in 6 months. And that was the best deal that they had offered. Otherwise, they were going full board, life in prison. Downey didn't want to, or Dawson didn't want to do it. Caffey got upset about it, so he wanted to get him a new lawyer. And then there's a spot in the scene where they're doing the arraignment, and he has a line in the movie. He's like, "Why would a first-year attorney with a history of plea bargaining be assigned a murder trial?"
Yep.
He said, "Is it so it wouldn't see the inside of a courtroom?" Which to me speaks more to his intelligence in the movie.
Yeah.
Figuring that out. Because he knows, he was like, I think they're trying to cover something up. That's why they brought me in to be the attorney.
Right.
But yeah, that's the basic premise of the movie.
Yeah.
Long story. Long, I guess.
I mean, I feel like overall that the way everything was set up in the film and the way that, like, when it first shows Tom Cruise and how he's acting when he's playing ball, it doesn't seem like he takes anything seriously. So your first impression is, okay, this, to me, he's arrogant, he's cocky, he's going to do things his way, he could care less. But then once the ball got rolling, then you realize, oh, okay, he's a little slicker than what he perceives to be. And I did like that aspect of it. I'll tell you probably one of my favorite parts. And as soon as he said it, I knew where he was going with it. But there's a scene where him and Demi Moore and the other guy, I can't remember his name.
Sam Weinberg, the Kevin Pollak.
I'll just say Sam. They were talking to Jack Nicholson and Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland and who played Kendrick.
Yes.
Jack Nicholson played Nathan R. Jessup. And then the other guy was Matthew Markinson.
Yes. And he's trying to... You could tell that Tom Cruise isn't really getting a good vibe with any of them. And as he goes to get up, he's like, okay, we're done here. And Demi Moore keeps pushing the code red. He's like, you don't have no more questions. Come on, let's go. And she's like, no, I do. And he's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
I could tell that she was contradicting him, like his plan, because he knew something. And the way he looked at Jack Nicholson at the end, he was like, all I need is them transfer papers. And the look on Jack Nicholson's face when he said it, he was like, transfer papers. And he was like, yeah, I just need some kind of... Because later in the movie, you find out he could have got them papers anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But he specifically asked Jack Nicholson for them to see how he would react.
Yeah, and Demi Moore points that out later in the movie.
Yeah.
Before they call Jessup to the stand, they're arguing back and forth, and she's like, "Why did you ask him for the transfer papers?" Like, because I wanted the transfer order. She's like, "No, you wanted to see his face. When you asked for it, you wanted to see his reaction."
And before she said that, I clicked onto that as that scene was happening.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay, I got you.
He's really slick in a non-conventional, off-the-cuff kind of way. He really is.
Yeah. And Jack Nicholson, he kills me because this is gonna... I don't know if this is gonna make sense or not, but like, any movie I've ever seen Jack Nicholson in, I love his performance. I love this performance in this movie. But even when he's the villain, I like him.
Yeah.
This movie, he pissed me off. Like in this movie, he was so dirty, so arrogant, and thought his crap didn't stink that he made me not like him at all. So that shows how good of a performer he is.
For sure.
And then Kiefer Sutherland, or however you say his name, I can't stand the guy anyway. I heard he's a douche in real life. And he's always just got that face you want to punch. But he's always played a villain in most of his roles.
Yeah.
And he knows how to play that.
I don't know if I've ever seen him in a movie where he was a good guy.
Well, besides 24.
I mean, yeah, I guess 24.
But I think he was a good guy in Flatliners. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Never seen it.
But like, I remember watching Stand By Me.
Yeah.
And man, he's such a douche in that movie. Well, then watching him in this movie and how he would just flat out lie that he didn't order a code red. And he was just like, oh, I got 2 books, the Marine such and such and the Bible.
Marine Corps Code of Conduct and the King James Bible.
Yeah, and I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love that scene in the court when he says that. He's like, I got 2 books by my nightstand, the Marine Corps Code of Conduct and the King James Bible. The only... it's only like the authorities that I know of are Colonel Nathan R. Jessup and the Lord our God. And then Tom Cruise says, well, if you want, I can have the record reflect your lack of recognition for this court's authority. He's just like, I mean, if you want to play that way, we can play that way, bud.
Yeah. Like, even going back to Jack Nicholson's character, even when he's on the stand, he even has the audacity to look at the judge and be like, what kind of court are you running here?
Yeah.
And I was like,
and
yeah,
because Daniel Caffey, Tom Cruise, confronts him when he gets up and walks off the stand. And it just tells him to sit back down. And he's like, Colonel, I'd appreciate it if you address me as Colonel or Sir. I'm pretty sure I've earned it. That's when he says, I don't know what kind of court you're running here. And the judge is like, and you will address this court as judge or your honor. I'm quite certain I've earned it.
Yes.
And he was just like, pow. wow. God.
I did like
Yeah.
that.
But that scene, like I love when they had Kendrick on the stand, but that whole scene with Jack Nicholson on the stand and being interrogated,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah. I will, and I'm gonna have to give Tom Cruise his props. I thought he did a really good job in this movie. I really liked how back and forth him and Demi Moore went off each other.
Yeah.
I thought they really played good off each other. And like, there was a few things that I called that
Oh yeah.
I told Randy, I was like, "Don't tell me," but I'm pretty sure this is going to happen. And I was right on. Well, I was right on most.
I think
of
it was
them.
right on both of them.
But
It was Markinson. He was like, because when they were still in Guantanamo, and you could see the look on Markinson's face, and you're just like, something ain't right with him. He ain't jiving with this. And Johnny was like, $20 says he's gonna help him. Don't tell me, but I think he's gonna help him. I didn't say nothing, and then sure enough, he disappeared, and Johnny was like, he's gonna help him. And then he finally showed back up. They put him in, and they were talking about
put him in a hotel room.
Put him in a hotel room. They were talking about him going to court and testifying at 10 o'clock. And Johnny looked at me. He was like, he's gonna kill himself. He ain't gonna make it.
And I swear I didn't know anything about this film except for the whole "you can't handle the truth."
Yeah.
But I guess watching so many films that just sometimes it just falls in line.
It's really hard for a movie not to be predictable in some aspects.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, because he makes a comment when he first shows back up, Markinson does, in the back of Tom Cruise's car. He makes a comment, I don't want immunity or all this kind of, I want you to know that I'm not proud of what I've done nor what I am doing. So that right there let me know what his mind space was. He was just like, he ain't happy all around. Something's gonna give.
Yeah.
And sure enough, got in his full dress uniform.
He tried to play it off. I said, "Yep, here he goes." And Randy goes, "What? He's just getting dressed for court." I said, "No, he ain't. No, he ain't."
Not in full dress blues, he wouldn't.
No, I knew he wouldn't. I mean, but I mean, but that was still a good scene, and it not just him doing that to himself, but building up to it is what I enjoyed because he wasn't happy with his decisions that he made, but I like that he gave Tom Cruise enough information.
Yeah.
And if he would have stayed alive and went and actually got on the stand, it would have been an open shut case.
Oh yeah, hands down. Well, and the thing about it was the transfer order that he requested had Markinson's signature on it.
Yeah.
And Markinson, and he told him, he was like, there was a transfer. I've got your signature on it. He said, yeah, I signed it the day you came to Guantanamo 5 days after Santiago died. And so he pretty much just told him, he was like, he didn't have me sign the transfer order until after he's already dead.
Yeah.
Because they wanted him trained. He didn't. But my favorite gotcha part in this whole movie is at the end.
Okay.
When he's got Jessup on the stand, Jack Nicholson. And Jack Nicholson says, my men follow orders or people die. He said, are we clear? And he was like, crystal. So then Tom Cruise asked him, he was like, I just got one more question. If your men always follow orders and people die, then why did he have to be transferred? If he was in no danger because your men always follow orders and you gave an order that he wasn't to be touched, why did he have to be transferred?
Right.
And then he tried to backtrack and he was like, Santiago was a substandard Marine, and Cruise was like, no, that's not what you said.
Yeah.
You said he was in grave danger. I said, grave danger? He said, is there any other kind? I loved it. It was like that Dave Chappelle meme where he's like, gotcha.
Yes.
It was like perfect. And you could see the look on Jack Nicholson's face when he realizes what's going on. He's like, he's got me.
Oh, yeah.
But Tom Cruise's whole thing going up to putting Jessup on the stand.
I was just fixing to bring this up.
When he finally got past the Markinson thing and all this kind of stuff, his point for putting Jessup on the stand was because he's like, he wants to say it. He hates the fact he's so smug and so arrogant that he hates the fact that he's having to hide a command that he gave to his men. So he was like,
because he made the statement when they were over there talking to him the first time. I run my
unit the way
I run my unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just like, because she had brought up Code Reds, and he was like, if you want to ask me about Code Reds on the record, I tell you I discourage the practice. If you ask me off the record, I tell you it's an invaluable tool, and if it happens to go on without my knowing, then so be it.
Mm-hmm.
He hated the fact that he couldn't just come right out and say, yeah, I ordered a Code Red because that's how I run my unit. And Tom Cruise knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So once he got him on the stand, he was just like, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna give you just enough rope to hang yourself.
Yeah.
And finally he did. Right at the end of it, he gave his whole spiel where it starts with, you can't handle the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling him, he was like, I got a bigger job than you could possibly fathom and all this kind of stuff. He finally finishes it. And then Tom Cruise just berates him. He was like, did you order the Code Red? And they're arguing back and forth. He was like, you're daggum right, I did.
Yeah.
And he was just like, bam,
Gotcha.
It was that was my favorite gotcha moment.
What's funny, and I know you, if any of you wrestling fans are out there watching this, you'll know exactly where I'm coming from. When he made the statement about he wants to tell,
Yeah.
it bothers him that he can't. I thought of the Montreal Screwjob because Shawn Michaels has said for years that it bothered him that Vince took all the blame.
Yeah.
Because Vince said, don't you say a word. And back in the 90s, Shawn was so arrogant and cocky, and he was a heel at the time.
Yeah.
He wanted to go after him and be like, yeah, I'm the one that did it. I'm the one that made the call, and blah, blah, but he couldn't. And that's what I thought of when he said he's just wanting to,
Dying to say it.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, that's just, but me and Randy's wrestling fan, or used to be wrestling fans, so that's where my mind went, was like, oh, it's the Montreal Screwjob.
It's almost the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, even, and yes, of course, the finale is the best part of the film, but I do like the scenes where, okay, it's starting to look positive on Tom Cruise's side, but then, man, it's like he takes 2 steps forwards, and then all of a sudden, boom, now he's 3, 4 steps back.
Yeah.
And even Kevin Bacon in the film, his character is buddies with Tom Cruise, but it's one of those almost legit, like, hey man, no hard feelings, but this is business.
Yeah, they're back and forth. I thought they played really well together. And it wasn't like Kevin Bacon was on the screen the whole time.
No.
It was just like an ancillary moments where it would be like something came up. When Markinson finally showed back up.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise said he was going to go meet with Jack, who was Kevin Bacon, and they met him at a bar, and he was telling him that he found him, and Kevin Bacon's character made the comment. He was just like, I'm not trying to be a Marine. I'm trying to be your friend, and I'm telling you, I don't think your guys deserve to go to jail, but I don't get to make that call.
Right.
And he was like, he was basically telling, he's like, I'm not saying this. If you put him on the stand and you accuse him of a felony, you could get in trouble for that. He's like, I'm not telling you this as this. I'm telling you this as your lawyer.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you could tell that they had a relationship outside of the courtroom.
They were stuck in a hard and rock place, man.
Yeah.
Rock in a hard place.
They were friends that were forced to be enemies.
Yeah.
Because they were prosecutor and defendant attorney.
I don't remember what he said to Tom Cruise when he got up, because, they were both sitting there at a bar or whatever. But the only thing that Tom Cruise could come up with was that,
you're a lousy softball player.
Yeah, Jack. I was like, that's it.
Right.
But one thing I was worried about, though, is when he did go and tell Kevin Bacon where because he did. He was like, yeah, we got held him up at a hotel. I was like, please don't let Kevin Bacon
be a bad guy.
Yeah, and send people to go get him,
Yeah.
But I was glad it didn't go that way.
Oh, yeah.
But I do really like, and I wish they would have showed it in the film, is at the very end, once everything's all said and done, he looks at Kevin Bacon, he's like, where are you going now? And he's like, I'm going to arrest
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, what'd he say? Tell him I said
hi.
Tell him
I said hi. And he was like, will do.
I wish they would have showed that.
I do too. I mean, at very least, just him putting him in handcuffs.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, to go ahead, I guess we can just jump in the rating if you want to do that. You want to go first or?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Overall, I was pleasantly shocked on how much I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it enough to when it does go on sale on Fandango or Vudu. I will add it to my collection.
It's a good one.
I do like that. I was worried when Randy told me it was like 2 hours and 18 minutes long. But honestly, it was very well paced. Just like the last movie that we reviewed. What was it? Um,
Time to Kill.
I actually feel like this one was more a little bit well paced than that one.
Yeah, and the Time to Kill was, I think, 30 minutes longer.
Yeah,
30-ish minutes. What I like about the time span of the movie and them developing the story is it's almost like they're putting the case together piece by piece as you watch it. So you get to see this new evidence entered in, this is entered in.
yeah,
So it's you almost get to see their entire case build to the finale, which is it keeps it rolling. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
But yeah, like for this being my first time view, and we've said it before, and I'll say it again, I'm not a Tom Cruise fan, and that's why I did not like this movie. I mean, that's why I didn't want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
But no, I will say I think everybody did a pretty good job. I don't feel like there was a weak character in it. The only question it left me with, and I don't remember the name, but the two soldiers that were on trial.
Loudon Downey and Harold Dawson.
Okay, which one was the white guy?
Downey.
He acted like he was special. I don't know if he was.
I'm going to say he was probably more on the slower side, but they make the comment in the movie, this farm boy act. So they almost painted him as this, not, I'm going to say dumb Southerner kind of thing, but it was like this Iowa. It was Iowa farm boy. That's what it was. So it was almost like they painted him up to be like some kind of hick,
Yeah.
I mean, he was obviously smart enough to join the Marine Corps.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know because they said he kind of hung on every word that the other guy was saying. But
he was very much a follower.
Yeah. Now, and I did like the scene where Tom Cruise is trying to convince them to take the deal, and he says no. He goes, "I'm not." What was his name?
Dawson.
Dawson's like, no. He's like, I'm not going to take the deal when one, it's gonna make me say I'm innocent when I didn't do this, or I'm guilty when I didn't do this, and two, I don't want to be discharged from the Marines with a bad honorable discharge.
Yeah.
And
which
end
up happening.
I was just going to say, I was actually shocked that they did end up with that charge, but I like the fact because earlier in the movie he would not salute Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Because Tom Cruise even looked at him and said,
what happened to saluting an officer when he walked out of the room?
And he took his hands and shoved them
right in his pocket.
Yeah, well, this time he said, hey, there's nothing for you to be dishonored about or something.
You don't have to wear a patch on your arm to have honor.
And then all of a sudden he said, boom. I like that.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a really good film, well written. And I did not know Rob Reiner directed it, which he was a really good director. But I give this movie a thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. And my overall rating, I would give this movie a solid B+. I really dug it. I really did. It's something that I wouldn't watch over and over like many times throughout the year.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one that it's at least one time a year I'd watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add it to my collection.
Nothing wrong with that. The Shining's that way. So
shoot, Shining, I'll skip every other year.
See, for me, this is one of those movies I'll watch, like we watched it yesterday, and then a month or so down the road, if I'm just sitting on the couch and I'm just flipping through my movies on Vudu or whatever, I'm like, I don't know let's watch A Few Good Men. I'll just throw it on. I really do like this movie, and I'm a sucker for courtroom drama type shows and movies and stuff like that. Because I think it's really interesting to watch cases develop and then like have moments of setback and then all of a sudden breakthroughs, which this movie had in spades, all over. I really dig this movie. It's one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. I can't say it's one of my favorite Kevin Bacon movies because that's going to go to Tremors and Hollow Man, but and he's not, like I said, he's not in the movie a ton, just enough, mainly through the trial. I'm kind of like you, like there's not really a character in the movie that I don't like. I don't not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they all played really well off each other.
Yeah.
Everything from the defense team to Kevin Bacon, the judge. whose only part in the whole movie was the trial, but he had really good banter back and forth with everybody.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. This is one of those movies that I would recommend to anybody that enjoys drama to like the highest extent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like having not necessarily your heartstrings tugged on, but if you like having your emotions pulled in 45 different directions, because if you boil this movie down, the two Marines that initiated the code red, they were guilty of manslaughter.
Right.
Because what their action directly caused the death of Santiago. They're saying they were given that order, that they didn't do it with ill intent of murder. They literally did it for training. That would be similar to you doing something and you having one intentions out for your outcome, and then you have a completely different outcome out of it.
Right.
No, they had no intentions whatsoever of murdering the man. They wanted to train him.
Yeah.
And teach him to think of the chain of command when it comes to, which Dawson said best, unit, corps, God, country. That was their code. But I mean, in all actuality, if they had accepted the best offer that Kevin Bacon gave them, 2 years, be home in 6 months for manslaughter, I think that would have been more than fair.
Yeah.
Because their actions were their actions.
Yes.
They were given an order. They followed the order that they were given.
Yes.
That would have been like the laziest outcome for the movie, I guess. And it would have also let Kendrick and Jessup off.
Yeah.
It would have got them off. So them not doing it really I think that was true justice. They were found not guilty of murder, not guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, but they were found guilty of conduct of becoming a Marine, and they were dishonorably discharged.
Yes.
If you want to look at an outcome that was the most fair, where everybody got what they had coming to them, that was it.
Yeah.
The outcome could not have been more better. The two, Colonel Jessup and Kendrick, got what they had coming to them.
Yep.
For their illness, and the two Marines dishonorably discharged, but they were given time served, which basically means the time that they had spent was their sentence.
Right.
So I think that's one of the things that I like most about the movie is you get such a good delivery and such a good build up to the ending, and you get the most fair outcome to the ending. It wasn't the good guys won, but they also lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the bad guys actually lost in the long run.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like about it, because the movie for me was so balanced in every way, shape, or form. There was no like chance at the end that somebody was going to get off scot-free.
Right.
And got what they deserved.
Right.
But yeah, it's thumbs up, hands down, thumbs up. I recommend this to anybody. And I'm also going to give it a really strong B+.
Right on, man.
Really will.
All right, that is our review of A Few Good Men. Leave in the comments how you feel about the film. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What was your favorite scene? And also in the comments, let us know if there's any movies that you would recommend us to watch.
We'd love to watch movies we've never heard of.
Yes. And
even if they suck.
Right.
Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, Yellow Brick Road was on our last podcast we had. We had a lot of people that would hit us up on different movies and stuff. And
what was the other one? Tesla review. What was it? The Descent?
No, you always say that, but it was something. It was in like handheld. It was under Paris. Like
I always say the Descent.
Yeah,
it was the Descent.
We're gonna have to just watch the Descent.
I know, right? So I can get it over with.
But anyway, yeah, and please give us a like and follow. You can find the audio version on pretty much anywhere you can get your podcast on any platforms.
You
and
get these docile tones coming through your speakers.
And remember to tell your family and friends about us, and hit that like, subscribe button on the YouTube channel.
The bell down below.
Yeah, so you get notified when we put out new videos. Have we decided on what we was going to do next?
I don't think so. I've pretty much chosen the last couple, so you get to choose now.
Well, if you're gonna leave it up to me, then I'm gonna say our next episode is gonna be The Long Walk.
Nah, I get to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So That's going to be our next episode. Will be The Long Walk.
Stephen King, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen one trailer for it, so I'm not gonna watch anymore.
Right on.
But the one trailer that I did see did look really interesting. So
Well, as always, remember, we review the movies.
you don't have to.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.